Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Formula One. I'm your host, Jamie. I'm here with my sister, Jack,
Hi, everybody.
and we're back to our regularly scheduled programming and
Yep.
our regular setup. We have our mics again, our real mics.
Yeah, the much better mics.
Yeah, the mini mics weren't too bad, but I
Yeah.
do apologize. They do like glitch sometimes. So there's like moments where it just gets like robotic. Apologies.
What Amazon? That's what you get.
These are from Amazon too, though. These mics.
Yeah, these are better. But we did spend more on these, I think. I don't know
Yeah,
anyway.
I don't remember. Did I order the mini mics or did you? I don't recall.
You did.
I think they were like 15 or 20 bucks for two, and these were $30 for one. So these are very
Yeah.
expensive.
So we're shelling out big bucks for our podcast, obviously.
Yes. Yeah. High investment. But Florida was great. Florida was lovely. I am happy to be back in our standard setup, though. It is nice not to have to like Jimmy. We would film on my phone when we were.
And we'd
So
be
we'd have to
making
like,
weird stands out of
yeah,
random things.
I think for the
Sunscreen
main,
bottles, books.
yeah, I think for the episode we did in St. Pete, I feel like we had a better option because there was like that higher, there was a little like higher thing with that the TV was on. And I think we
Yeah.
just put it on there. But in Miami, I think we had like all of the books that we had with us on the trip and then like sunscreen and like a makeup bag. And then I think it was leaning
Yeah.
up against my water. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
So
Glad to be back to this looks just so much better with our
standard,
official background and yeah.
the standard setup. We got lighting now. It's all good.
Lighting.
And we are coming to you with some big news. The biggest of which I'll just jump right in with. Lando on Chicken Shop.
I am so excited. I cannot express to you how excited I am. When the rumors started happening, pumped.
Yeah.
When it was confirmed, even more pumped.
So if you are watching and you are not familiar with what we're referring to with Chicken Shop, it's this hilarious like interview show that this lovely, lovely lady Amelia does on YouTube. And it's essentially the premise is her and her guest are quote unquote on a date at a chicken shop, like a fast food place in London. And she is so hilarious and such a fantastic interviewer. I highly recommend you check out some of the other ones she's done. The Jack Harlow one is a personal favorite. Hilarious.
Yeah. The Jack Harlow one's really funny. The Keke Palmer one is really funny.
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya, probably saying his last name wrong. But he's just funny in general. Like watching him do interviews is really funny. But him with Amelia is really funny.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited because Amelia has a very dry sense of humor. And I feel like Lando has like a dry sense of humor. He's just chaos.
Mm-hmm. It'll be good. Yeah. So that comes out on Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Very exciting. Kicking off our OzGP week with some fun on Friday. And two, I have seen, and I will just let all the Lando girlies know they are a bit panicking at the moment because they fear that Lando will become mainstream after this. And I just want to let you all know I'm here for you. I support you. However, I do fear he already is mainstream.
That's what I was thinking too. I feel like Lando, he's definitely like if we were to rank the drivers,
he's one of the more popular.
Most to least, he's definitely in the top. He's in the top half to most.
Yeah. So I think it will all be okay. I think we should all approach this with positivity. It's going to be really fun to watch.
It's going to be funny. The memes are going to be funny. It's just going to be good.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Other news for this week. My favorite driver, coming off of the Lando girlies, now onto my favorite driver. All reports are pointing to Carlos will be able to drive this weekend. Even though he just recently had appendicitis and had surgery for it, was not able to race in Saudi Arabia. Seems like he's healthy. So all seems good there.
Hopefully he is. I mean, I don't know if it was him who was like, I'm going to go to the race. I don't know why they did
I
that.
can't believe he showed up at the race.
He was moving so slow.
Yeah, I mean, he's just out of surgery. Abdominal
Like,
surgery.
take a break. I know it's like
Yeah.
non-invasive now, right? Isn't it? It's not invasive, but still.
Yeah. I think, it seems like he's recovered pretty well. I'm not super familiar with the recovery process because I've never had appendicitis, knock on wood. But I know like Alex Albon had a bit longer of a recovery process, but his surgery, he had complications like during surgery.
Oh.
So
Well, now
I'm not
we're
sure
also
if
in
he
the
was
era of people, drivers specifically, healing at this like superhero level,
Mm,
aka Lance and Daniel. So maybe that's
yeah.
also going towards it.
Yeah. Yeah. While we're at it, that superhero healing, can we get some of that over to David Malukas, please?
Yeah,
Because we are
please.
happy that Callum Ilott is driving, so excited to have him back. But I do also want David back. So,
I do want David back.
but yeah, so that should be really exciting. Also, Ollie will then be able to get back to his F2 championship, hopefully, and get some
Hopefully
points
Ollie's
going.
dad's blood pressure goes down. We're
Poor
thinking
guy.
of you as well.
Poor guy. Yeah. Other things that have happened in the news. Earlier this week, it was announced by the FIA that their investigation into the president of the FIA, Mohammed bin Sulayem, has been closed, and they cleared him of any wrongdoing. So essentially, this investigation was into allegations made that he was interfering with race results, one of those being the result of the Saudi Arabian race in 2023, in which the allegation was that he influenced a reversal of a penalty on Fernando Alonso. Penalty was given to Fernando Alonso after the race ended, which then demoted him off of the podium. Then that penalty was reversed, and the allegation was that he was involved with that. There was also an allegation that he was pressuring the FIA officials not to certify the Las Vegas track as safe for racing. So the FIA's investigation took 30 days to complete, and they interviewed 11 witnesses. And in the statement issued by the FIA, they said, after reviewing the results of the inquiries, the ethics committee were unanimous in their decision that there was no evidence to substantiate allegations of interference of any kind involving the FIA president, Mohammed bin Sulayem. Honestly, I mean, yeah, like this.
Do they hold anyone accountable? I don't really know. So
Well,
I don't know.
but I think honestly, my thoughts with this, I don't know if he was like, I don't.
Yeah.
This out of all of the investigations that are currently going on, this one I trust the most in terms of like, if they didn't find anything that he wasn't interfering, then maybe he wasn't. I don't know. He's not a great person otherwise. I don't agree with him otherwise. And it is crazy to have an investigation be handled by the organization that you're the president of. So who knows? Yeah, but in terms of this, like, in terms of the things he needs to be held accountable for, I personally rank this pretty low on the list.
Yeah. I think next episode, should we rank investigations done properly? Totally kidding. Cut that out. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. If he was involved, I have no idea. I also wasn't expecting them to come out. I think I would have been way more shocked if they came out and were like, we're getting rid of him. That would have been wild.
And I also think there is too much money involved for them to be
Yeah.
able to really just like get him out that fast. So this one, I saw the news about this one and I was like, okay, because if he is, I honestly, like, I'm sure there are opinions that he has about things, and I don't know how much control he has, and I don't know how much control
Yeah.
he's allowed to have. But this one, I was like, okay, whatever. There's like, I'm looking for Kate Middleton on Twitter. I'm very busy at the moment. So this one was not one that I was like, let me look into this.
I understand that investigations also vary depending on like the severity of them, but I wish I knew just like an average. Like on average, they normally they want to spend this amount of time and talking to this many people because I have nothing like when they say like yeah, it took 30 days and there was 11 witnesses. It seems like a good amount of time, substantial,
Mhm.
but I have no idea.
Yeah. I think I would agree. I think that does to me strike me as like a decently thorough investigation. Um, my thought is like I want to know who handled it
Yeah.
because this was an internal investigation. Was this just handled by people that technically report to him?
I wonder if, if they have like an internal affairs. They have to, right? They
Well,
like
yeah, like
everyone.
every company and every organization, right, has some sort of like internal affairs, right? Like, even
Yeah.
small companies have like HR and stuff.
Yeah.
But even for smaller companies and smaller organizations, when there's something like this that happens, typically they bring in an external
Hmm.
group to investigate, like with the Christian Hoarder investigation, where that investigation was completed by an external legal team.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, and the thing is, it's the FIA, so I don't think we'll ever know any more about this. Um, I honestly don't think this will ever come up again unless there are one, more allegations made, or two, um, it might come up in terms of like, once he retires from his position and people are looking back, it might be like maybe it'll be a blip on the like summary of his Wikipedia page of his time.
We'll know the truth when Fernando Alonso retires and publishes his book that turns into a TV series. Most likely, I think it would be a TV series. There's so much has happened because he's always involved.
Who
So I
would
think
play
that's
him?
when we'll find out the truth.
Who do you think would play him in a TV series?
I'm really into Callum Turner lately, but Callum Turner is definitely way too tall.
Who's Callum Turner? I don't know who that is.
Oh, Masters of the Air, Apple TV. You should watch it. It's good.
Is he the one that's dating Dua Lipa?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Also
I do
love
know.
her. She has a new album
Yeah.
coming out. I love how we're promoting so many
Shout out
things
Dua.
outside. Oh golly. Yeah. Who do you think? Do you have anyone on the top of your mind?
It depends, like the age.
Younger, because he's
Young
gonna have to go
Fernando.
through his whole life. Well, not his whole life. Well, maybe his whole life, but like his racing career. There's been a lot of it.
Honestly, Zac Efron.
Yeah, I see it
Yeah.
because he could shrink down. He
Yeah.
got
But
big
he's
and he can
still,
shrink
yeah.
down.
And like, but he's has like that build, like someone like a Timothy Chalamet is too like skinny almost.
To spaghetti noodle. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
All
think
right. Well,
about it.
that's our pick. I'm into the Fernando Alonso played by Zach.
Yeah, but can we all say that we want HBO Max doing it? No one else.
Sure. Yeah. I don't.
They do a better job.
Okay. Works for me. I watch the same. We all know this. I've said this several times. I watch the same three shows on repeat. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not the right person to ask about anything film related. Currently working through Criminal Minds. And I've
For
decided
the
that I need to,
17th time.
yeah. And I also, the craziest thing is it's still making me lose sleep. So now I have to limit myself every night. And I have to stop watching Criminal Minds about an hour before I want to go to bed and watch something else, which is another show I've watched 10 times, Brooklyn Nine.
Oh, R.I.P.
So I switch over to that. Yeah.
Love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Anyway.
Anyway.
In terms of other investigations, this is, as I was referring to other investigations that I am slightly more invested in, this one happened a while ago. Susie Wolff. Over the winter break, there was an announcement by the FIA that they were investigating Susie Wolff for possible misconduct, and there were allegations that there was improper access to information. Essentially, they were like alluding to her marriage to Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff. And this whole investigation just like closed. They just announced, oh, we like closed the investigation, nothing. And Susie and a lot of people, us included, were pretty upset with that they never clarified this is what we were looking into, or this is XYZ is the problem here. So Susie announced today that on March 4th, she filed a criminal complaint against the FIA in French court. And in her statement that she announced that she had done this, she said, "I feel more than ever it is important to stand up, call out improper behavior, and make sure people are held to account. While some may think silence absolves them from responsibility, it does not."
Also, just very relevant.
Yeah, that line
it was so good. Yeah, she's incredible. I'm obsessed with her.
Have not responded quite yet. I mean, this news literally came out hours ago as we are recording, so it's possible they will. I mean, we do have a race this weekend, so I'm sure somebody will be asked about it at some point. But I am very, very glad that she is taking action. I think she is, in so many ways, a great, fantastic, huge role model for women in motorsports. And I think the fact that she is not just taking the fact that she was cleared and taking that and going with it, she's standing up and being like, no, you need to understand, you need to explain to me, and you need to be held to account for what you've done.
Yeah.
Is very powerful. And especially now, right, like you said, with the launch season 2 of F1 Academy, and them finally being televised and having more eyes on women in motorsport, plus the chaos that sort of is continuing at Red Bull over this allegation and accusation made by a employee against Christian Horner, and the subsequent, in my opinion, mishandling of that situation. Very important to have women standing up for themselves and being and pushing that forward, right? Like, she is doing exactly what she needs to be doing, as the head of F1 Academy, or the managing director of F1 Academy, I think is her title. And just as, a woman in this space, she's deeply respected, and she deserves to continue with that, to be held in such high regard. And they tried to diminish that, and they won't explain why.
Yeah. Because that was the thing right after it came out that she was absolved of whatever. She was like, well, you just dragged my name through the mud, and now you're saying I'm absolved, and you're not giving us anything really to absolve my character.
Right.
And I think that she's incredible, and she's been a trailblazer as a driver, and now she's being a trailblazer as this woman who continues in motorsport, and it's incredible, and fully support her. We'll keep reporting on where this stands when more news comes out, because it's important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she is clearly very important to the entire motorsport world. I think it's kind of, I obviously don't know how European courts work. I was surprised that she filed a criminal complaint. Versus, at least in the US, I would think that would be a civil case. But I don't know how, obviously, European court systems or
Yeah.
French, in this case, court systems work. I don't know what then the ideal outcome is as well. I'm not sure if that results in like financial compensation for her, or is it just like a statement, or does she want people to be fired? I don't know what the outcome would be from that. And I also don't know what authority the French courts hold over the FIA.
Yeah, I don't know either. Those are all very good questions.
Yeah.
I do know that not from like stuff like this specifically, but the European courts take internet like like not necessarily internet, but like I just remember and it was like a summer Olympics and somebody was cyberbullying one of the Olympians online and they were convicted of like a criminal offense. And I think they just take more of those things very seriously. They take how you've been treated because right, she was dragged through the mud and on the internet. And so I think that also might be like part of her case. I don't know. I might just be pulling stuff out.
Yeah, but then I mean that case to me, that's it, her trying to hold the FIA responsible for online bullying seems like a stretch to me.
Mm, yeah.
Um, to me,
I
this
just think
seems
that they
like
handle things better than the US. Maybe like I remember like
shocking.
Lewis was had a lawsuit in Brazil, right? Didn't
Mhm.
he have one about what people were saying about him in the press? I think it was in the press.
I don't know if Lewis was involved in that. I know Nelson Piquet was given
Yeah.
the punishment, but I don't know if that. I think it was related to comments he made about Lewis. I don't know that Lewis was involved in that case, though.
Okay. Yeah, I just think that they handle things like these types of defamation a little bit more seriously than the US. Maybe. I'm not I took one business law class. I need to stop talking.
I would. I'd have to assume also that the FAA is headquartered in France. Um, but again, I still don't know the legal bearing on that, or how much power that the French courts would have over an independent company or an independent organization. Because again, in the US, they wouldn't really have much power in terms of like controlling an entire organization. You would, in the US, if you had a complaint against a certain person, you'd file that against that person, and name them in your lawsuit if you were filing against an organization. So I don't know.
The FIA, you are correct, are headquartered in Paris. So that's probably why.
Yeah, we will see. I am curious for this upcoming media day to see if this comes up and to see how those are handled, because I think Jax and I know a lot of our friends on the internet, our friends in motorsport, and other fans were very, very disappointed with the responses that were given by drivers and team personnel about the Christian Horner situation. So if it is brought up, I am hoping this is a little less disappointing, but we will see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could definitely talk about you and I could probably go on and on about how people reacted, how those interviews went, but no. Well, we can move on.
We're here for fun, everybody. At the end of the day, really, that's what this is about.
Yeah.
So on to something a little bit more fun, but kind of, I guess this is
It's
dirty
fun to
air.
me. It could be
Kind
dirty
of.
air. It's
I think
a rumor corner. Dirty air could be rumors. That falls
dirty
under
air is
dirty
whatever
air.
we want it to be. Yeah.
Dirty air is we created it.
So welcome to Dirty Air, everybody.
We
We
got a
have some
2 for 1 in
two for
dirty air.
one. We have some rumors to run through. So the first one is that Valtteri Bottas's future in Sauber is in question. with essentially the announcement was made recently, which I was like, am I in deja vu? Essentially, the announcement was made that Sauber will move forward with like or Audi will move
Yeah.
with the full takeover from Sauber um, for 2026. And I was like, didn't we already know this? I guess maybe I was operating on something that might have just been a rumor. I don't know.
I
Uh,
thought it was official,
yeah,
but
you saw that, right? They remade the announcement, and I was
yeah.
like, okay,
It's like, been
yeah.
there, we know. Stop trying to be relevant right now. There's other things going on.
Yeah. But so with that announcement, it seems that there's some question about Valtteri's status at the team. Um, seems like, I mean, obviously, right, when you have different teams coming in and taking over, we have sort of alluded to, we think there might be a completely new driver lineup. I'm kind
Yeah.
of surprised that Valtteri is the one that people have questions about initially, but essentially, the team actually wanted Nico Hulkenberg rather
Yeah.
than Valtteri. Um,
And
and so
then Nico signed with Haas, and so they kept Valtteri.
they kept Valtteri, right? Yeah. So Haas, in their contract with Nico Hulkenberg, had an option for an extension. They went ahead and took up that option to give him the 1 year extension, which then that's why Sauber re-signed and kept Valtteri. It's seeming like they likely won't keep him much longer. I think really for me, the question is, do they keep him for 2025?
Yeah, because it does. We've talked about this, right? Lewis's Ferrari seat starts in 2025, so Carlos is out of Ferrari. So is he going to sign? The rumor was, again, this is also another rumor, that Carlos even wasn't going to even stay at Ferrari for at 2026 when for Audi joined the grid. He was going to go to Audi.
Yeah.
So kind of, what is he going to do for that year, if he's going to join the team early, or if he's going to go and take up a 1 year seat, or I don't
Or
know, go
like
to
not
IndyCar,
go.
just
Oh
go
my
to
God, that'd
IndyCar
be
for a year.
sick. That'd be sick. That's my dream. But I think this like raises an interesting question because right, we've all had this like foregone conclusion that Carlos is going to Audi in 2026, but that was sort of under the assumption that he'd stay with Ferrari till the end of 2025. Now that that is no longer happening, I wonder if this does change his plans. You know, if he gets, say, the Mercedes seat, and he's definitely, according to the rumors, not their first choice for that seat, but does he end up going there? And then I doubt he's staying at Mercedes for 1 year just to go to Audi. You know, is he then signing a multi-year contract with another team? Is he moving into this Sauber seat that Valtteri currently has for the 1 year? And then just continuing with Audi when it switches over. You know, I
Or is
think
he not even going to Audi?
well, yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows?
Is he just going to stay with Mercedes or go
Yeah,
somewhere else? There's
I don't know.
tons of seats open for the 2025 season.
And he's a phenomenal driver. He
Yeah,
definitely has kind of like his pick.
yeah. I mean, he's an incredibly strong driver. He's incredibly reliable. They know that he's fast. They know he's a race winner. He consistently gets points. He doesn't crash that often.
Yeah.
So I think he'll have his pick to a certain extent. You know, there's also things like the Red Bull, Checo's Red Bull seat is
Yeah.
open. And we've all sort of gone to the conclusion that that's going to Daniel Ricciardo, but anything could happen, especially with how Daniel's gone this season.
Yeah. Daniel's been very vocal that he wants that seat. But like I said, he has not performing the way that everyone kind of expected him to then step into that Red Bull seat next season.
Right. And
So
it's still very early in the season, so who knows? But you know, there's tons that could change over this next year. I am terrified for when silly season announcements start coming out.
silly season's going to be jarring and exhausting.
We had it so easy last year. Like,
I
the worst of
know.
it really was they made us wait so long for Logan's announcement. But
Yeah. I don't know if I gotta get my mental strength up. I gotta go back to therapy before that starts.
we all need, like, to start drinking. What are those, like, I think they're Bella Hadid's brand, the Kin drinks that are supposed to make you calm. We all need to
Oh, I
start
didn't know
drinking
that.
those. Yeah.
Is that because she doesn't drink, right? So those are her, like, non-alcoholic?
Yeah. I wasn't aware that she didn't drink, but I do know she has health problems, so that could make sense. But yeah,
Mm.
they're, like, vitamin drinks.
I'll have
Supposed to
to
be good, I
look
think.
for them at Whole Foods next time.
I do believe they
That's
have
the
them at Whole
Whole
Foods.
Foods brand.
The other thing, wait, this is completely off topic, but I just saw this before we started recording. Have you seen on TikTok the cookie croissant that went viral?
I saw it on Instagram.
Yes. They have it at Whole Foods now. Whole Foods is making it at their bakery.
Really?
I'm so trying it. So trying it.
Okay, you have to do a mukbang on
Yeah.
your TikTok.
Me and my
Everyone follow Jamie is a TikToker on TikTok while
Yeah,
it's
I always
still
forget
out.
that that's my at. I should probably update that.
No, keep it.
Part of the charm. All right,
Final
back to
rumor.
rumors. Back to rumors. The Max to Mercedes rumors have been strengthened thanks to our good friend Johnny Herbert. You might recognize
Yeah.
his name of driver and also Sky Sports fame. He has said that Max is close to a deal with Mercedes due to the unrest at Red Bull. And the reason that this is, like, given some weight to these rumors is that Johnny is close friends with Jos Verstappen, Max's dad. I will qualify this with, I feel like Johnny just, like, loves to yap also. So,
He's a yapper.
which we respect. I mean, look at the two of us. You are Johnny. This comment is coming from two professional yappers. We love to yap. So this is coming from a place of love. But
Yap recognizes
Johnny,
yap.
yeah, yap recognizes yap. However, um, I listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again. After the Lewis to Ferrari news, I'm not discounting anything. Anything
Yeah.
can happen. I just think it would be a bananas move to leave a team with a completely dominant car.
Yeah. Unless the rumors are true that he's also going to be taking, like, Adrian Newey with him.
Well, yeah, then
I think
Mercedes
there's
is
a
going to be
little.
back at the top.
It just, like, I just remember feeling so strongly that Lewis would never leave Mercedes, and then because I remember specifically talking about that rumor, and we're like, "That's hilarious."
I think I
Never
said
happening.
verbatim, Lewis will finish his career at Mercedes.
Yeah, and I agreed
Yeah.
full-heartedly with my full chest. It just now I'm scared.
I
Just
do
scared.
think,
I'm
like,
just
this
scared.
really part of me wants it to happen just because I think this really makes things interesting. Um, because then that means there's 2 open Red Bull seats,
Yeah.
technically, unless they decide to re-sign Checo. Um, and then you have to think about how the combo of George, Max, Toto, how that's gonna work. Also, it's speculation that, Bono, Lewis's race engineer, won't be joining him at Ferrari.
Oh, I thought
Bono,
they announced that he would. That's
I've
crazy.
been I don't think anything's fully confirmed yet, but the idea of
Mhm.
Bono working with Max would be also insane.
I just bring James Vowles, like, I know it's a demotion for him, but just bring him back. Be his race engineer.
Oh,
"Hi,
yeah,
James.
I was gonna
Hi, it's me, it's James." Just, like,
yeah.
bring the whole, like, full madness together.
I think if Max leaves, he has to bring GP with him, though. They're such a
I
combo.
think so. I
But I
think
also
that
feel
he
that
would
way
want
about Bono
to.
and Lewis. So, I
I
don't
really
know.
thought that they were going together, so that is news to me as well.
There's this is all, I mean, none of this is, like, coming from the
None of it's
horse's
confirmed.
mouth. But rumors about like an anti-poaching clause. So Lewis can't bring certain people with him.
Okay.
So that means Lewis will likely get Ricky, who Carlos currently has, and Ricky's great. So that's fine. It's just not Lewis and Bono.
Yeah. They've been together for so long.
Yeah. But I think, should we hedge our bets right now on this Max to Mercedes thing?
Yeah. You say yours.
I think it's going to happen.
I kind of want it to happen just for the madness that would ensue. The chaos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for the chaos. 99% of the time, I'm down for the chaos.
So
when Lewis went to Ferrari, wasn't down for that chaos.
So, okay, you're stalling. Make your call.
What? That he's going to... I said he would do it. I said he'd do it.
Okay.
I wouldn't... It's got to be boring winning all the time.
I don't think so. I don't think that's it.
It just doesn't seem like a challenge. I mean, if it was a challenge and he wasn't winning by as much as he is, then maybe I would say, oh, he's staying. I don't know. I don't think
the winning really, honestly, I think all of these rumors are stemming from severe unrest. So I think the way that these stop is they figure something else out, meaning they handle it a little bit better. And that, to my understanding, means Christian Horner's gone. So then that leaves tons of unrest as well. Who replaces him? They'll probably have someone interim, like promoted from within.
But can I request? I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. Cyril. Cyril the old
from Renault.
Yeah, bring him back.
I love him.
Bring him back. I love
or Gunther.
No. Sorry, no. Otmar's busy, so he's obviously going to say no.
Did you see Did I tell you that Otmar was at the IndyCar race?
Yeah.
I'm so mad we missed him.
I know. We were so close.
Hey, baby girl.
So before we sign off, do you want to do your top 3 for Australia this weekend?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, I almost completely forgot. All right, so podium for Australia.
You go first because I went first last time, and then you can kind of decide if you want to do the one that you truly believe is going to happen, or if you want to go off the rails.
Do fun. I'm going to go... Well, I'm going to go P1 Max just because I think that's bound to happen. And then I'm going to go P2 Carlos as a return, a triumphant return from his appendectomy. And then for some fun, I'm going to throw in P3 Lewis.
Okay.
Mercedes.
I like that top 3.
I like when there's 3 different teams on the podium. It's always fun.
I like the 3 different teams too. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go Messi.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Checo 1.
Oh, okay.
Max. Nope. I'm going to Checo 1. Charles 2. Max 3rd. I know that's not plausible at all, but I'm going for Messi.
Yeah. I love it. I mean, Australia was a crazy race last year, so we'll see what happens this year. Yeah. Who knows? Max could end up with damage or something that would make him, not 30 seconds ahead. We never know.
If I was actually going for true Messi, like true chaos Messi, it would have been Checo, Yuki, Max. But I'm not. Just going moderately Messi with Checo, Charles, Max.
Yeah, I mean, crazier things have happened. Not really.
Australia last year was wild. So I'm excited for it again. It is a home race for Oscar Piastri and Daniel Ricciardo. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah. I think it'll be great. It is praying for all of our friends on the East Coast of the US because it is at midnight.
It's at midnight, and then I think quali's at 1 in the
Quali's at 1
morning.
a.m. Yeah. So I believe I will be, I'm going to try to watch quali live, but I think I'm going to watch the race at a later date because I have a hair appointment in the morning. So can't really stay up too late. Sorry. But yeah, enjoy Australia. If you're there, definitely enjoy Australia, but enjoy
Yeah.
watching if you're like us. And love you so much. Have a lovely, lovely week. Love you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.